Here's the harsh truth most dads don't want to admit. Your kids don't respect you, your wife sees you as an optional accessory to family life, and deep down, you know you're failing as the man that you thought you'd become. But before you click away or disagree with me in the comments, I need you to ask yourself this question. When was the last time your child came to you first with a problem? Not to mom, not to someone else, you. When was the last time they ran to you and hugged you or thanked you or told you they're proud of you, sought your counsel for anything? Can't remember? Then keep watching, because this channel's for you. And if you're man enough to face the truth about what's broken and learn how to fix it, go ahead and hit that subscribe button now, because what you're going to hear here, week to week, will either establish the trajectory of your family or make you hate me for saying it. But either way, you need to hear it. Because every week on the Crossthread Way, you're going to hear sound biblical counsel and practical wisdom from the heart of a pastor designed for men, whether you're a husband or a father or hope to be both one day. My name is Steve. I'm a Christian, a husband, a father, and a pastor, and unapologetically in that order. I've got 2 advanced degrees. I teach pastoral ministry classes at 3 different institutions, and I'm working on my doctorate, but you probably don't care about any of that. Because let's be honest, the world that we're living in today really doesn't care about certifications. The expert class in this country has pretty much lost all credibility. What matters is this. I've been where you are. I felt like I was failing my family while trying to do everything that I knew to the right way. I've been way too busy to give even 1 more ounce of energy and still couldn't understand why I felt so distant. Here's what you need to know about me if you're going to join me on this incredible journey. I've been in local church ministry for almost 20 years. I've done family crisis counseling. I've worked in addiction recovery. I served as a firefighter and an EMT. My wife and I buried a son recently who we raised, but he wasn't born into our family. I'm a proud American, an entrepreneur, a podcaster, an outdoorsman, a YouTuber, a shade tree mechanic, a jack of all trades, and I like to think a master of most. I was married at 21 years old to my high school sweetheart and the love of my life, and together we're raising our 2 daughters. And our biggest flex is, of course, the fact that we know, confidently, our kids are never going to have to ask us to stop fighting. They do, however, occasionally tell us to quit being gross. This isn't a pitch for a course or a digital download. There's nothing for sale here. This is just a dad saying, I see a problem and I refuse to stay silent about it any longer, because way too many husbands and fathers are living a nightmare, convincing themselves that everything's going to be fine while their family falls apart around them. And to the heart of a pastor, it's tragic. It's like watching a train wreck. By the time you see things piling up, it's too late to do anything about it. But here's what's really happening. Your family is at the center of a spiritual conflict, a battle for the next generation, a culture war with eternal implications. And most men don't even realize that they're losing. And the enemy in this fight? Well, that's a world that's convinced us that fathers are optional, masculinity is toxic, and that being a good provider is probably enough. And this, of course, is more than an ideological controversy. It's a spiritual battle between good and evil being waged over your family every single day. Tell me this doesn't sound familiar. You work 50+ hours a week, you pay the bills, you show up to games when you can, but your kids still go to mom when they need something important. They dismiss almost everything you say. They're closed off and guarded when you try and engage them, and they seem completely uninterested in spending any quality time with you. Some of you will know me from my other YouTube channel, Crossthread Garage and Salvage, where I'm teaching my 16-year-old daughter to build her own truck, that 41 Ford back there. And I'm doing it with this philosophy in mind. If someone else can do it, she can learn how to do it, because if it's going to get done, somebody's going to have to do it, and there's absolutely no reason it shouldn't be her. But no matter how you found me, I'm glad you're here, and I hope you'll give me the opportunity to win your trust. Guys, I've been thinking about this channel for a long time. Here's what finally woke me up to the opportunity I could no longer dismiss. I've received hundreds, literally hundreds of messages, comments, and emails from men saying that they want a relationship with their kids like I have with mine. Grown men who are heartbroken asking, how do I connect with my kid? Young men saying, I wish I'd had a dad like you, or when I have kids, I hope I have a relationship with them like you do with yours, because I never had that with my dad. Let me just be real clear here, guys. That's a very humbling thing to hear, but you need to understand I'm not perfect. I don't have it all figured out, and I'm not a man who's really worthy of emulation. But I know one who is, and I'd love to introduce you to him. See, he lived the life you couldn't live and died the death that you deserved, not simply as a good example, but as a singularly sufficient and necessary sacrifice for the forgiveness of our sins, so that we might, By the grace of God, through repentant faith in the finished work of that man, Jesus, at the cross, be reconciled unto God. Jesus makes all the difference in your family, and you're never going to hear me pull any punches on that. In addition to Jesus, here's what gives me hope for the next generation. Gen Z and Gen Alpha have incredible potential. They're smart, they're creative, they're hungry for authentic relationships, but they're going to be left broken if we don't give them the strong families that they desperately need right now. The stats don't lie, and they're brutal. Kids need a mom and a dad in the home, and your marriage and family have far more impact on your success and happiness than your career pursuits ever will. The numbers will break your heart. Children from single-parent homes are 5 times more likely to live in poverty, 2 to 3 times more likely to have behavioral problems. Only 24% of kids in a single-mother household are going to graduate from high school. As we've got a parenting crisis in this country masquerading as a mental health crisis, as an economic crisis, as an educational crisis. Here's what you may not realize. God designed marriage and family for everyone's benefit, not just men and not just Christians. When families function as designed, everybody wins. Children thrive, men and women both find their purpose, and society has the basis for operating as God intended. This channel isn't about perfect families or easy answers. If you want that fantasy, you're going to have to go look somewhere else. But if you want real talk for men ready to step up, hit that subscribe button now, because we're going deep. We're tackling the hard conversations. We're talking about leading your home, loving your wife, and being more than just present and providing. I'm talking about raising kids who love you, respect you, and actually want to spend time with you. 1 Corinthians 16:13 says, "Stand firm in the faith, act like men, and be strong." It's time to act like men, and if you don't know how, at least be man enough now to say, I need to learn. If you're tired of being told masculinity is toxic and fathers are optional, prove it. Hit the subscribe button, follow us over on Instagram and Facebook, and share this video with one man this week who needs to hear it. I mean that right now. Just hit the share button. You can come back and finish this. There's not much left. And do us all a favor, would you? Comment below and tell me what's the biggest challenge that you're facing as a father or a husband right now. And don't give me some generic answer. Get specific. I'm going to read every comment, and your comments, your struggles, your questions are going to shape what we talk about every single week. Guys, the future of our families and our society depends on men willing to step up and lead with love. So here's my question. Are you one of them? Or are you just going to keep scrolling? Welcome to the Crossthread Way.